We've come to know writer Nathan Edmondson from his taut spy thrillers like Dancer and Who is Jake Ellis, really grabbing our attention. But he's just recently started a new series that kind of goes down a very different path.
Yeah, of course, rather than just looking at issue 1 of The Dream Merchant, we've decided to also have a look at volume 1 of his ongoing title, The Activity. And why, you ask? Well, it's a thinly veiled excuse to read more comics, if I'm honest.
And there is nothing wrong with that. So, Volume 1 of The Activity introduces us to a 5-member team in an ultra-secret group called the Intelligence Support Activity, a department that gets called in only on the most difficult mission, often to clean up the messes left behind by the other intelligence officers.
Yeah, now, there's a good mix of characters in this story, I think, but they do all play their cards extremely close to the chest, which can make it a little difficult to empathise with them at times, but even that does tend to lend an air of authenticity to the story. I mean, these guys are clearly consummate professionals.
Yeah, and if there is a factor that really defines this, it is that sense of authenticity. From the high-tech gadgets, to the grim jobs they sometimes have to do, to the foreign language dialogue that appears without translation, you get the feeling of being a fly on the wall during a genuine clandestine operation.
Yeah, even military colloquialisms like Kapow or Bohica find their way into the text, but luckily there is a glossary at the back for the uninitiated.
There is indeed. I also think this kind of realism is really held together by Mitch Gerads' artwork.
Absolutely. I mean, it seemed a bit rough and sketchy for me to start with, but it kind of grew on me as I saw how it lent itself to the story style.
Yep.
I did really enjoy this. I mean, although I could have done with a bit more development on the characters, it is still a buy from me.
Yeah, look, it's a buy from me as well. I didn't mind the fact that the personalities aren't really kind of gone into, because it's all about the mission in this, and I think that's what Volume 2 will be. So I really love this. Taut spy thrillers do not get any tauter. Moving on!
Yes, moving on to The Dream Merchant. Quite a beat change from the other Edmondson titles we've looked at. It revolves around a young man named Winslow, who has trouble telling his recurring dream from reality. Even more trouble when elements of the dream seem to be making their way into the real world.
Now, obviously, we have seen other writers knocking about this neck of the woods, most notably with Neil Gaiman's Sandman series. But in this one, there's a bit of an intriguing angle that's being used that I'm quite excited about. I'm a bit confused. I don't know where this story is going, largely because it's a bit of a slow starter, but that works in terms of introducing the hazy, half-awake world that Winslow moves through.
Yeah, it's not until quite a ways into this first double-sized issue that things start kicking off as the walls between dream and reality start falling down. I've got to say though, although there is some good dialogue and there's some good character development as well, the real star in this, for me, had to be Konstantin Novazadov's artwork.
Absolutely, it's fantastic work, isn't it? And quite fantastical.
Yes, it really is. The set pieces are excellent and the character models are fascinating and diverse. And I think the artwork's only going to be more impressive as we delve further into the mystery behind Winslow's recurring dream.
Totally.
I'm giving this one a buy.
Yeah, look, I'm always on the lookout for a new and interesting mini-series, and this one really hits the mark. It's definitely going to make its way into my buying rotation. It is a buy from me as well.
Excellent.